is a presentation of Fox Sports.
We are sports. We are Sun.
Tampa Bay's trip to Baltimore did not go according to plan, dropping 2 straight to the Orioles. Tonight, the Rays return home, where left-hander Matt Moore goes to the hill against 2014 Cy Young Award winner Corey Kluber and the Cleveland Indians. Tonight, the Rays return home to Tropicana Field. They will open a 6-game homestand, coming off a very short, although it was cold and wet, road trip in Baltimore. Tonight, game 1 of this 3-game series between the Rays and the Cleveland Indians. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to an evening of Rays baseball with Brian Anderson, Dwayne Stats. Great to have you aboard. The Rays will host the Cleveland Indians and the Chicago White Sox during this homestand in BA. That means the Rays are going to see some very good starting pitching, and it begins tonight with Corey Kluber.
They're going to see the top 3 starters for the Cleveland Indians, and maybe number 1, Corey Kluber. They will see tonight. They have their work cut out for him. Listen, this is a guy that won the Cy Young Award in 2014, and what you're going to see from him, good numbers against the Rays overall in 5 starts, but he's got a very smooth delivery, a fastball that has excellent late life on it that he'll move to both sides of the plate, a nasty cutter that you're seeing right here, and then he will mix in a hard curveball and a changeup. The other thing that he does very well is he stays away from self-inflicted wounds. He stays away from the walk. He doesn't hurt himself. That's why he's as good as he is. Now, Matt Moore, on the other hand, a great finish to last season, a tremendous spring training, and in that first start, he threw the ball very well. He had one tough stretch where he gave up an infield hit a batter, and then Josh Donaldson hit a misplaced fastball for a home run. But outside of that, Matt Moore was very, very good, moving the ball around the zone and then letting the curveball and the changeup come into play.
And really, that analysis of Matt Moore characterizes the starting rotation. Just 1 or 2 moments has cost them. Meanwhile, the bullpen has been very strong. A great start from the Rays relievers. Todd Callis delves into that when we return.
his dugout getting ready for the first of 3 against his good friend Terry Francona and the Cleveland Indians. Cash, the bullpen coach in 2013 and 14 for the Cleveland Indians. Couple things you thought coming out of spring training. You figured the Rays might hit more home runs this year. That has been the case. You also thought the starters would be locked down, and the bullpen had some questions. Well, it's actually been a flip of those 2 things in the first 6 games this year. And our Toyota Inside Look, you'll see that the starters don't have a win yet. In fact, the starters haven't left with a tie game or a lead, meaning the only 2 wins go to the bullpen, as both Erasmo Ramirez and Alex Colomé were able to pitch 8th and 9th innings of shutout baseball in the Rays' 2 wins. Here is Kevin Cash about his bullpen success early on.
They've done a really nice job, and they haven't gotten consistent work. With the off days, with our starters going a little longer, there's plenty of guys that are very, I'm sure, eager to pitch. And believe me, it's a long season. They'll get their opportunities. We learned that last year. But the guys that have come in the different situations, they've thrown strikes. That's a priority. They've given us a little bit of more length already than what we were getting out of last year's pen, so that's a good thing.
So we'll see if that continues. It would be nice for Matt Moore to go out there and have a strong start, especially against the tough right-hander in Corey Kluber. We are ready for baseball. In 3 minutes and 20 seconds, we'll have all the action between the Tribe and the Rays right around the corner on Fox Sports Sun.
Matt Moore heads to the hill for the Rays tonight. After 2 losses in Baltimore, the Rays looking to find the win column. And they'll take on the Cleveland Indians, the team against whom they had their issues last year. The Indians turned out to be tough in the season series. Let's take a quick look at the starting lineups presented by your Southern Ford dealers. Rajai Davis is going to lead off and play center. Jason Kipnis at second, then Francisco Linder. Mike Napoli will hit fourth and play first base. Carlos Santana, the DH. John Gomes is the catcher. Marlon Byrd is in right field. Juan Uribe at third. Jose Ramirez will be in left, and he'll hit ninth.
Well, taking the mound tonight for the Tampa Bay Rays, left-hander Matt Moore. His career against the Cleveland Indians here at Tropicana Field, he's 2-0 with a 3.45 in 3 starts, and you see his numbers from the first start against the Toronto Blue Jays, and really it was a 3-hitter stretch, an infield hit, a hit batter, and then a 3-run homer that did all the damage against Matt Moore. Outside of that stretch, he was very, very good.
And now Davis will lead it off for Cleveland. The Indians come in having played just 4 games at 2-2. And the first pitch of this game is a bit high. 1 ball, no strikes. That first pitch presented by Pinch a Penny. Pop back and out of play, a foul ball. So the count goes to 1-1. Indians had their game Sunday against the White Sox rained out. That was scheduled to take place in Chicago. 1-2.
Let's go, Matty!
It's been hard for both of these teams to get any kind of a rhythm going here in the early part of the season. The Rays, with a couple of off days and a snow out, rain out, whatever you want to call it. The Indians have had a couple already, have dealt with terrible weather.
That's a strike call, and Davis caught looking. 1 up and 1 down. A strikeout for Matt Moore to start his evening.
Well, let's take a look at the Tampa Bay Ray defense and see how that's going to line up here tonight behind Matt. Brought to you by Gold and Diamond Source. In the outfield, left to right, we have Desmond Jennings, Kevin Kiermaier, and Steven Souza Jr. And across that infield, third to first, Evan Longoria, Brad Miller, Logan Forsythe, and Logan Morrison, with Hank Conger behind the plate.
Now Jason Kipnis. Kevin Cash, the Rays manager, served, as you know, just a couple years ago as the bullpen coach on Terry Francona's staff. First pitch to Kipnis is a strike. Our Buick GMC big matchup. Kipnis punished Rays pitching a year ago. This time, Moore is out in front. 2 strikes.
Oh, he hit everything. I mean, foul line to foul line, use left field. He will use the whole field. He had the best line drive percentage in the American League last year. Very solid hitter.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Now the Rays ran into him when he was red hot. And it didn't make any difference who was on the mound with him out there. He chases this pitch. And the toss down to Morrison at first. 2 up and 2 down, a couple strikeouts.
Well, after swinging and missing at that curveball earlier in the at-bat, I think Jason Kipnis was put on notice that Matt Moore is sharp in the early going, because very rarely will he go out of the zone and chase a fastball. Above the zone maybe, not below the zone. Did not see that very well out of the hand of Matt Moore. I mean, that was a ball right out of the hand, but Jason Kipnis went right after it.
2 outs, bases empty. And here's Francisco Lindor, the shortstop. Takes it off the plate end. Young switch hitting infielder. He finished very strong last year for the Indians, and in the handful of games they played, off to a good start this year. Missed the fastball, and it's 1-1.
Well, and he brings a certain amount of enthusiasm, excitement. And he's a guy that'll really get the clubhouse going. A lot of life, a lot of energy, not to go with a lot of talent.
This one toward the line and right. Souza Jr. will have to play it on a hop. He gets there to hold Lindor to a single. A 2-out base hit for Cleveland.
Victory for the Rays. That ball off the bat from Francisco Lindor looked like it had double in scoring position written all over it. His ball middle in down, just kind of sliced out there softly, and you got the feeling that right there was going to end up a 2-bagger. Souza Jr. a nice job of hustling over to it, and he keeps Lindor right at first base.
Now one of the additions to this offense for Cleveland Mike Napoli, veteran first baseman, DH, and also catching at times. Playing first base here for the Indians. It's a bit wide. Napoli went to Texas from Boston early last August and finished strong with Texas. He hit .295 with the Rangers.
Here we go, Matty.
And the Indians, looking for offense, added his bat in the offseason. Two outs with a runner at first. Two strikeouts, then the base hit. 1-1 to Napoli. And he takes that one for a strike.
Here we go, Matt.
1-2. He challenged him with a fastball ahead, 1-2, as Napoli fouls it off. Napoli 2 for 15 in his career against Matt Moore. Fouls it again. A fastball coming in on him. Fought it off, protecting. This Indian offense without Michael Brantley. He's on the disabled list. Swing and a miss. Moore strikes out the side. Leaves a runner at first. No score with the Rays coming in to hit. His crew will face right-hander Corey Kluber tonight. This is a dominant staff the Rays will face off against. Lineup tonight presented by your Southern Ford dealers, Logan Forsythe, Logan Morrison, and Evan Longoria. 1, 2, 3 in the order, followed by Corey Dickerson, then Desmond Jennings. Brad Miller hit 6th in front of Steven Souza Jr. Kevin Kiermaier 8th, and the catcher batting 9th is Hank Conger.
Well, right-hander Corey Kluber making his second start of the season, first time out against the Boston Red Sox. Went 5 in the third innings, 9 hits, 4 earned runs, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. Just 2 years removed from winning the Cy Young Award in 2014, tied for the American League lead that year with 18 wins. Actually led the American League in losses last year with 16.
And Logan Forsythe steps in, takes the first pitch upstairs. Kluber just turned 30 2 days ago. And that season 2 years ago, a major step forward for him, right to the top of their rotation. And that Cy Young Award you mentioned, 1-1.
Now the expression on his face that you see right here is what you'll see all night long. I mean, 100% business when he takes them out. Focused on his job, and he is very good at it.
Yeah, a lot of self-discipline out there. Not a lot of expression. Some folks in Cleveland have taken to calling him Klubot.
That's right. Now listen, when you're in a position where you pitch once every 5 days, if it's an off day, it's once every 6 days, this is your only time to shine.
Fly ball center field. Davis cutting to his left and back a little bit. Takes care of that.
Now let's take a look at that Cleveland Indian defense and see how it's going to line up tonight. Brought to you by Gold and Diamond Source. In the outfield left to right, we have Jose Ramirez, Rajai Davis, and Marlon Burden. Across the infield third to first, we have Juan Uribe, Francisco Lindor, Jason Kipnis, and Mike Napoli with Yan Gomes behind the plate.
Well, Logan Morrison still trying to get that bat going. And interestingly enough, he's had a run of success against Kluber. He's 4 of 10 against him. Pitch is a strike.
Well, you know the one thing that Corey Kluber is going to do is come right after you. Sneaky velocity with the fastball. We've already seen the cutter, which is a very good pitch. But he doesn't walk many guys, so you know you're going to see some pitches out over the plate.
Yeah, and with that late action, I mean, you figure you might as well get involved early in the count with him, because if you don't, look out.
Third in the American League last year in strikeouts, 245 of them in 222 innings. So if you let him get the jump, which he will if you're taking a lot of pitches, he knows how to put you away.
2-1.
Go good.
You know, if you break out that season to season, 18-9, a Cy Young Award winner, then 9-16, the ERA's about a run higher. The broken bat ground ball will be handled by Napoli at first. 2 gone. And you contrast the wins and losses, but the difference in those 2 seasons is not as great as you might think.
A lot of the other numbers that he's going to throw out at you. He had 4 complete games. That was tied for first in the league. He was second in innings pitched, third in strikeouts, third in walk rate, just 1.82 walks per 9. He had a lot of good measurables.
Yeah, his walks and hits per inning pitched actually better last year than his Cy Young Award year.
Hard to believe with that ERA.
Strike one to Longoria. Yeah, how does that happen? I mean, almost it would seem every opportunity somebody had a chance to score off him, they did.
Yeah.
Because he didn't give you a lot of opportunities.
Yeah, and that's got to be a frustrating season, and that's why you see a lot of the guys in baseball and the new analytics that go along with it devaluing wins and losses because of that. There's a lot of other factors to look at with a pitcher, not always just about the wins and losses. And certainly they didn't look good for Kluber last year, but threw the ball very well.
Well, you know how helpless a pitcher can be when it comes to wins and losses.
Yeah.
I mean, he pitched for a team that was 11th in the league in runs scored and 13th in home runs, and that can make a difference. Ground ball right side. That's going to roll its way through against the shift, and Longoria has a base hit.
And I'm going to venture to say here that Evan Longoria did that on purpose. You know, had seen some pitches, was down in the count, and then you go ahead and see that right there, Mike Napoli is the only guy on the right side. This is a cutter, and watch the swing. Look at, he just cuts down the swing and just plays pepper with the right side and is able to get it by him. That's a great job of a two-strike approach for Evan Longoria.
You know, with Napoli alone on the right side, it becomes a game of see if you can get it by Napoli.
And the pitcher giving you a pitch where it's a lot easier to go that way. The cutter down and away.
So the Rays get a base runner with 2 gone, and here's Corey Dickerson. 3 home runs and a double so far this year through the first week or so of the season. Coming off a home run Sunday in Baltimore. Center. He can hit him long and he can get him out quickly.
He's going to be fun to watch over the course of the season. The hit speed off the bat, because the ball just comes screaming off that thing. Not to mention his swing is fun to watch anyway. He's got that high finish, one hand, the arm comes, left arm comes out. I mean, he does not get cheated.
This is a foul ball, and the count advances to 1-2. Well, there's the lefty-righty breakout for his career to this point. 313 against righties, 242 against lefties.
And you know, the 242, not terrible left on left. You think that will get better the more lefties that he has the opportunity to see. The numbers against righties are fantastic.
The chop by the mound. Kipnis makes the play unassisted at second for the force. Rays lead 1. We go to the second, no score. The second inning, and tonight's Rays broadcast can make you a winner. Just enter now for a chance at tonight's Rays Up to Win prize. 2 outfield season tickets. The winner's name will be shown live on the air in the 8th inning. Visit RaysBaseball.com/Rays Up to Win to enter Go online now to register. Raise Up 2 outfield season tickets. Somewhere right out there, and a good shot to maybe catch a home run.
That's the one bonus. That's the one bonus. You're going to season ticket it up in the outfield. You've got chance for action all the time.
Pitch inside to Carlos Santana. Santana, the DH, then Gomes and Bird. Fouled back, out of play. 1-2. Well, Santana in the opening day lineup this year as the DH. Last year he was the opening day first baseman. The year before he was the opening day third baseman. And the year before that, 2013, it was the opening day catcher. Consistently in that opening day lineup, but all over the place when it comes to the glove, and this year as the DH. It's popped into short center. Forsythe was over there already and makes the catch.
Boy, it's so hard for a hitter to get on top of that fastball by Matt Moore. And it's not 97, 98 miles an hour, but what we're seeing from Matt is late life. You know, you can tell by the swings. You know, how many times have you heard that old adage? You can tell by the hitter's swing what the velocity looks like. I don't care what the gun says, but what it looks like to them. And right now, early in this ball game, the fastball's been sneaking up on these Indians hitters.
Yeah, that's why it was frustrating for him, I'm sure, and for Rays fans to watch when Donaldson hit that home run, because that's really about all he gave up in the 5 innings against the Blue Jays. I mean, Donaldson took advantage of that pitch, and suddenly 3 runs, but he threw the ball well. Into center, one hop picked up by Kiermaier, and Gomes is aboard.
Oh, Yan Gomes last season, uneven season, was injured for part of the season, really never got back on track, but he has been a big addition to this Indians club over the last couple of years, doing a nice job behind the plate and can swing the bat. Got very impressive bat speed, as we just saw right there.
Yeah, he has some power, and last year had the right knee injury, and can control the running game if his pitchers give him a chance.
Which is so huge now. Seems like every 90 feet is fought over, more so than it used to.
Marlon Bird swings through the first pitch. That's a strike. I think you're right about that. You know, it's always been a game of collecting bases.
Yeah.
But never, in my at least recent memory, has that been more evident than it appears to be over the past couple seasons. And you're fighting for 90 feet on every play. Kiermaier takes care of Bird's fly ball.
I think it's twofold. I think, number one, look at the pitchers that are out there nowadays. The stuff is so much better. The bullpens are a lot stronger, and managers are not afraid to play those matchup games earlier in the game. So it makes it tougher on hitters. PEDs, for the most part, generally speaking, out of the game, so you just can't sit back and pound home runs like crazy. So you've got to move guys, manufacture runs, and it's not easy.
Well, everything's contested now. Velocity is up. It was up last year, over the year before. Ground ball by Uribe. Forsythe takes care of that. No runs, 1 hit. A man left. We have no score through an inning and a half. Field tonight, the Rays coming in to hit in the bottom of the second. They're facing Corey Kluber. The Toyota keys to the success of this Cleveland Indians staff anyway, and if the Rays are to have any success, they're going to have to go through these guys. When you look at their numbers from last year, how imposing. This is a strikeout staff right there.
And right there are their rankings in the American League in swing and miss percentage. I mean, these guys know how to miss bats.
Well, the Rays facing Kluber tonight. They'll face Carrasco tomorrow, and then Salazar here on Thursday afternoon. The pitch to Jennings. And remember, Carrasco last year to open July had a no-hitter broken up against the Rays with that 2-strike RBI single with 2 outs in the 9th. Now 1-1. So he'll be on the mound tomorrow. Those guys, a big reason the Rays went 2-5 in the season series against Cleveland last year. 0-4 here at the Trop.
Well, that was the series that the first 3 starters for the Indians in that series had at least a perfect game through 5. And this guy almost finished off a no-hitter.
Yep, that's the one we mentioned when Joey Butler broke it up.
Who was with the Indians in spring training. No one's heard from him since. Break up a no-hitter and
yeah.
bye-bye.
Well, that earned you a shot. Boy, and the Indians, you know, as much as the Rays were concerned last year about their offense and came to life the last couple of months, the Indians were concerned about their offense. Tap to short. Jennings is the first out in the second inning.
Well, that's why they, you know, the Indians this offseason, they look to make some quiet upgrades, you know, bring in Napoli, a little power from the right side. You know, hope that Michael Brantley can come back healthy. He may be back in the next, you know, couple of weeks for the Indians. You know, they've got Santana and they've got Kipnis. Francisco Lindor jumped on the scenes, a full season of health from Yan Gomes. And then, you know, just a couple of pieces here or there, but that's where it's going to fall.
Yeah. And they brought in a couple of veterans. We saw Rajai Davis out there, spent the last couple of years in Detroit. They bring him in. They also picked up Marlon Byrd, trying to add some offense. Here's Brad Miller sending a fly ball into center field. Davis looking up for that one and makes the catch. So 2 gone. And Steven Souza Jr. will hit. Eight for 21, and 3 of those hits home runs for Souza Jr. Strike the count. Kluber quickly ahead of him.
Yeah, now you got to protect because that's what he's capable of doing. Move that fastball around the zone. Be wary of anything here.
Headed to short. Lindor with his throw to first. 1, 2, 3 go the Rays, and we're headed into inning number 3. Scoreless. Scoreless as we go to the third. Rays against the Cleveland Indians tonight. Hey, bring your favorite four-legged friend out to the ballpark Sunday and enjoy Dog Day at the Rays. Purchase a seat in the TBT party deck for you and your dog and get a Rays-themed dog item. Tickets are limited, and this event's sure to sell out, so get yours today. Visit RaysBaseball.com/special events. That is one of the special days for Todd Callis. He loves that day. First pitch is a strike to Jose Ramirez, and I mean, Todd Callis is a dog's best friend.
Well, he'll be doing a hit or two from out there. Of course, he's the guy that stays late and makes sure that area is tidy when the ball game's over. So it is a big day for Todd. Busy day too.
Ball, 2 strikes. And ours draws a great crowd in that section, so make your plans early. Did he go? Rays wanted the appeal, and nothing developing there. 2-2. Ramirez started last year as the shortstop in Cleveland. He wound up playing everywhere. Great utility player. Fly ball to left, and Desmond Jennings is there to make the catch. Speaking of Todd, we haven't heard from him. Let's check in with Todd Callis right now. Todd?
Well, yeah, Dwayne, as much as I do enjoy those Dog Day afternoons, Terry Francona even more excited to be inside here at Tropicana Field. He said this about doubled his average temperature for the week between Cleveland and Chicago. The Indians have only played 4 games and been postponed 3 other times. You see the home opener postponed, pushed back a day, and then it was the coldest opener in Cleveland history, and then postponed again Thursday and Sunday. Guys, they had a full spring training-like workout today just because they haven't been on the field, and Francona wrapped it up after talking with me by saying there's not going to be a leak in the roof tonight, is there?
I'll tell you, our colleague here, Todd, with us in the booth here, Brian Anderson, tells us that the weather for the beginning of the baseball season much worse than it was in the middle of winter in Cleveland.
There is no doubt about it. I mean, Thanksgiving, it was in the 50s, 60s. Christmas was in the 60s. I mean, it was a strange, uneventful winter. And of course, as soon as baseball season starts up, old man winter rears his ugly head.
Rajat Davis lifts this one down the right side, fouled, and Souza Jr.'s there to make the catch. Well, it's really tough. What's difficult, the Rays not happy about losing that game in the middle of the Baltimore series, have to make that up. But boy, when you start to try to make some of these games up, that's tough for Cleveland.
No, that was something that they were talking about. Tom Hamilton, the radio voice of the Indians, came in here and he said, with Boston, that makeup game, Boston has to come back into Cleveland because they're not in the same division, and you're only making those trips once. And even when they go back home, he said they go back home and they have the Mets and the Mariners, who are not in the division, and they don't make another trip back in there. So you hope to get a week's worth of good weather up there in the middle of April, which good luck with that.
Remember a few years ago when they lost their opening series because of the weather? Like, I think it was 4 games.
Oh, yeah.
And then had to go to Milwaukee to play home games in Milwaukee.
Yes. That was the game. Seattle Mariners were an out or 2 away. The Indians were going to win that game. It was going to become an official game. And Mike Hargrove, the manager of the Mariners at that time, came out kind of dragging his feet, talking to the umpire. He slow played it. And the next thing you know, it was 23 inches of snow, and they were moving series up to Milwaukee.
But if anybody could get away with slow playing anything, it would be Mike Hargrove.
The human rain delay.
He hit that way,
right,
and managed that way.
That's exactly right.
When he needed to.
He knew when to throw the anchor out.
2-2 the count to Jason Kipnis. 2 outs, bases empty.
I remember that because I was downtown at that time. I was rehabbing the second Tommy John, 2007, and I was working for Sports Time Ohio, doing a little TV stuff during the rehab to keep it going. And downtown watching that happen, and it was goofy to say the least.
Pop fly shallow left. Jennings is there And 1-2-3 go the Indians. Home half of the third coming up. No score. Rays baseball on Fox Sports Sun is brought to you by Ram Trucks. Guts, glory, Ram. By Bright House Networks. Visit brighthouse.com. By Tampa Bay Radiology Oncology. When cancer strikes, strike back with CyberKnife. And by your local Toyota dealers. Let's go places. Rays home, opening this series against the Cleveland Indians. Kevin Kiermaier leading off the bottom of the third against Corey Kluber. First pitch, he goes after the fastball and fouls it. Strike one. Kiermaier 3 of 8 against Kluber in his young career. By the mound, Kipnis makes the throw to first. One away.
Well, that everybody is on alert when Kevin Kiermaier, that scouting report has left the barn, and everybody knows the way that he gets out of the box that you cannot sit back on that ground ball like most guys and just make a play. You've got to charge it, and Kevin Kiermaier forces you to make really nice plays to get him on those slow rollers. And you're going to see some of those where the play doesn't get made, and because of that pressure that he puts on you, he's going to find himself on first base.
Hank Conger goes after the first pitch and fouls it. See that fastball on the first pitch, and a lot of these hitters are after it.
Well, that's a smart play. The thing with Kluber is you expect the Rays to be aggressive against him because he limits walks and is so aggressive, but he has the ability to make quality pitches from pitch number one, right on the corner.
Kluber out of Stetson University, was in the San Diego system, and the Indians got him in a deal. They knew they were getting a good arm, but at the time they got him, he threw that four-seamer a lot of fastballs up. And Mickey Callaway, who pitched here for the, in the Devil Ray days when Mickey was here, was the Cleveland pitching coordinator at the time. He's now the pitching coach for Terry Francona here. And they thought it was a good idea if they saw more of the two-seamer and the sinker from Kluber. Fly ball that is caught by Davis, and I think the general consensus is that was the beginning of the development of Kluber into the effective pitcher that he is now.
Well, and watch where he's lined up on the rubber. You know, that plays right into that sinker, down and away to the lefties, occasionally down and into the righties. He's over on the first base side. That lets that arm work down the middle of the rubber, the middle of the plate, and lets that ball really sink to the corner against the left-handed hitter. And then, of course, he cuts it away to the righties and in on the lefties. He plays those pitches off each other very well.
And he's another guy, as he throws a strike to Forsythe, who has made this delivery as economical as possible.
You know, we saw that demo by Jake Odorizzi on, I believe it was Sunday's pregame show, where he talked about angling himself towards the plate, and then it's just a small step. Now watch this. He's already angled. Watch how simple. Less movement, less to go wrong.
A ball, 2 strikes.
And it allows for a repeatable delivery, which is what every pitcher wants and what every pitching coach demands.
And a cut and a miss. Forsythe out on strikes. First strikeout of the game for Kluber. That was quick in. No score through 3. Innings of future Rays draft picks right there. Reminder, Rays fans, if you can't watch the game on TV, you can now stream games live right on your mobile device. Just go to your app store, download the free Fox Sports Go app, log in, and stream the Rays wherever you go. Ball game moves into the 4th. Matt Moore against Corey Kluber. Francisco Lindor leads it off. The pitch is a strike. He has one of the 2 hits allowed by Matt Moore. The other one, a 1-out single by Yan Gomes in the 2nd inning. Fly ball center field. Kiermaier's going to have to go back after this one. That's got Carey and will get out of here. An 0-1 pitch. Lindor goes deep for the first time this year. And Cleveland takes a 1-0 lead.
Well, Francisco Lindor very good at making adjustments. The first pitch of this sequence by Matt Moore was a first pitch changeup. He came right back with another changeup, and Lindor recognized it. Back-to-back changeups, and look at, there's absolutely no wasted movement there by Lindor. He recognized it, had just seen it on the previous pitch, and was able to get it out to dead center field over the glove of Kiermaier.
Well, Lindor has shown all the signs of being an outstanding hitter with some pop. He had 12 home runs in the 99 games he played last year, and he drove that changeup out to center.
Well, and here's the thing about that. You hate to nitpick pitch selection, But unless you've had a long history against somebody, what are you changing up off of when you just come out with change up? You know what I mean? I mean, that you can get yourself into some trouble if it's not well located. And that one wasn't.
Well, it's 1-2 the count on Napoli. Of course, you almost have to throw last year out with Matt when he came back from the Tommy John surgery. He struggled early and then pitched much better lately in the season when he came back, and that was encouraging. And Lindor has 2 of the 3 hits off him here tonight. Sharply hit through the left side. It was well defensed over there, but he got it through, and Napoli is aboard.
And that was another changeup. Mike Napoli did a nice job of staying back on that pitch, and even though you had that little wall over there defensively, he hit that ball hard enough that it was going to find its way into the outfield if it wasn't hit right at somebody.
Carlos Santana. They defense him the same way they defense Napoli, loading up the left side. And he hits a high fly ball into left, back to the track. Jennings feeling for the wall, and a couple steps from the wall makes the catch. Now throw back to second base with Napoli trying to get in there. He is called out by Mac Winters at second base. The second base umpire, Mike Winters, called him out, and the Indians, Terry Francona has stepped out of the dugout. He might want to take another look at that.
Let's see. Logan's got to get that glove to the foot. That's awfully tough to tell from that angle. Yeah, I mean, you haven't seen anything that would be definitive to overturn this at all. And right there, it looks like he got him for sure. We'll see. Although I think they're going to take a look at it.
Yes, they will.
That last angle, it looked like the glove caught the toe before it got to the bag. I think that was a great shot, that third and final shot that we had, that I think will actually confirm this call. See that glove coming right down on the toe.
There you go.
Mike Napoli going to challenge the arm of Desmond Jennings out in left field. A lot of teams will do that, but he was up for the challenge there.
I'll tell you, that's a good throw from Jennings from left field after making the catch on the track. And so they have taken another look. Napoli is still out at second base. So it turns out to be a double play. Indians challenge, and the call confirmed.
Well, you talk about fighting over 90 feet. The way that both of these pitchers have been throwing the ball, you can hardly blame Terry Francona from trying to, on a very close play, get a guy into scoring position with just one out in just the way that you guys have been dealing. Runs tough to come by.
And what a difference that makes, having a man in scoring position with one out, and Gomes, who can drive in a run. 2-0, and now the bases are empty with 2 gone. It's a 1-0 game. And we can't overlook the throw by Jennings, who is not known, obviously, to have a great arm out there, but he made a very good throw on that one.
From the wall.
Yep.
From the left field wall.
There's a shot to center field. Kiermaier on the run, and that's going to be off the wall. Jennings will play the carom, and Gomes has a 2-base hit. So he lowers the boom on a drive to deep center.
Off the bat, you knew that ball was well struck, but anytime you have Kevin Kiermaier out in center field, you feel like you've got a chance for him to run it down. This ball down and away, that shows you the strength of Yan Gomes and why he was so missed last year with injury and just inconsistency, and he's able to get that ball out over the head of Kiermaier. And the Indians do get a runner in scoring position.
And so here is Marlon Byrd, the 5th man to come to the plate. 3 hits in the inning, 1 run home and a man on. And now Byrd. This one handled by Forsythe. They had him positioned perfectly. That retires the side. Home run by Francisco Lindor to lead off the inning. The Indians get 1 run on 3 hits and leave a man. It's 1-0 Cleveland. Logan Morrison to lead off the home half of the 4th inning, down by a run to the Cleveland Indians. Offense has been an issue for the Rays. Lindor supplying the only run of this game for Cleveland. So the Rays, who have had a difficulty in getting a lead, in fact they've held the lead at the end of only 6 innings now in their 57 innings of play, counting these here tonight. So Morrison, Longoria, and Dickerson trying to do something about that. First pitch is a strike. Morrison grounded out to Napoli his first time. Hits it down to first again. And Napoli handles this one. So 1 away. Rich Hollenberg standing by. Rich, how are you?
Excellent, Dwayne. You know, a popular topic when the Rays and Indians play is the managers. Rays manager Kevin Cash, Indians manager Terry Francona have a relationship of sorts, you can say, and Kevin Cash had his tongue firmly planted in his cheek when I asked him earlier today about Terry Francona. He said, "Can't stand him." Of course, that was a sarcastic reply. The two are very close friends. They played or coached together for 5 years when Francona was with Boston, and then, of course, with Cleveland. In reality, the two remain extremely close. Cash told me it's comedy hour whenever they connect, either talking or texting, and that's evidenced by Francona's response when I asked him about Kevin Cash. He said, "I knew he was going to be a star," but then he followed with the punchline of course, when he retired from baseball. The two guys are still good friends. They talk all the time, but give Cash credit. He got the zinger of the night in tonight. He said that Terry Francona was messier than his 3-year-old son. So he wins the battle of game 1, Terry Francona versus Kevin Cash, guys.
Well, Kevin Cash would like to win a season series after last year against Francona. I mean, that's what he's out for now.
And remembers vividly the 4-game sweep here at Tropicana Field, late June, early July. Payback.
Longoria checked on that pitch down and away.
And they tried it again. The 1-2 cutter away with the defense pulled all the way around. Evan, he yanked this one way off the plate, and Evan able to hold up on the swing. But once again, they had a chance to maybe pop that ball into right field and get a base runner here for the Rays.
Evans now 6 for 15 in his career against Kluber with a home run. Takes the fastball in, and the count is full.
And I would expect that cutter away, especially after that pitch up and in kind of stands Evan up. Cut that ball away.
And there it is. He takes it for ball 4. The Rays draw their first walk. Longoria aboard. He's been the only base runner tonight with the first inning single and a 1-out walk in the 4th. Here's Corey Dickerson. Takes it too low. Dickerson homered Sunday in the game in Baltimore, hit it out to center field, connecting off Vance Worley. Good take there on a pitch down. 2-0. Dickerson hit 2 home runs in the opening series of the year against Toronto, 3 overall. And takes a big cut right there. Boy, he swings hard. Up in the count, 2-0.
He dropped down to a knee. He had the count in his favor, and he's expecting Kluber to be in the strike zone, which he is. And watch this swing. I mean, just underneath it, that back leg's going to go down. I mean, that is a big-time, powerful swing. We've already seen it.
It's fun to watch those hitters. Maybe not if you're 60 feet 6 inches away, but guys who get into their count and really gear up looking for that pitch.
He's got that reputation. You've seen how he swings the bat. He swings it with mean intentions. And in this particular AB against Kluber, Kluber's kind of picked around that zone, knowing you just can't live out over the heart of the plate with a guy swinging like that.
Runner goes, swing and a miss, and the throw down. Longoria is out at second.
And you hate, that you've got the count in the hitter's favor of Dickerson, and maybe you can, work some magic here, but in that particular instance, Kluber goes up in the zone. Dwayne, you talked about it earlier, the catch and throw ability of Gomes, and this wasn't even close.
Now, Gomes threw out 33% of the runners trying to steal against him last year. And here's a guy who can throw out base runners, and we can see his power, his extra base power. And there's a cut and a miss for strike 3. So the walk, but a caught stealing. And then the strikeout ends it. 1-0 through 4, Cleveland. Headed into the 5th inning here at Tropicana Field. First game of the 3-game series. And here's your chance to get a steal, fans. Tonight's steal of the night features outfield tickets for Wednesday or Thursday's games against the Indians for only $10, almost half price. Available tonight only. Visit RaysBaseball.com/steal now or call 888-FAN-RAYS for more information. Rays up. Juan Uribe opens the 5th inning. Pitch is upstairs. Uribe grounded out his first time. Matt Moore, touch for the home run by Lindor in the 4th. A run, 5 hits allowed by Matt. 3 strikeouts, no walks. 2-1. Ramirez on deck. Hot shot to third. Longoria recovers and the throws in plenty of time. Uribe hit that ball very hard, and Longoria just used his body really to knock it down, get in front of that thing, and that ball was shot down there.
That is not fun. I mean, there's no time for Evan to do anything but get hit there, but then he quickly recovers. I mean, this was an absolute rocket.
Yeah, it takes a special person to play third base.
Yes, it does.
Jose Ramirez shortens and takes the pitch high. Foul the other way, 1-1. One out, top of the 5th. Ramirez, who's in left field tonight. And 2-1. He's already started games in left and at third base this year. I mentioned last year he started the year at shortstop, but before it was over, he had started games in left field and center field, at second base, at third.
You got to love that versatility. And he was going to get run out of the shortstop position by Lindor. Yeah, he was a highly ranked prospect coming up through the system.
Chop to short. Miller makes that play.
But you know what? You've got to adapt. And the ability to play those infield positions, especially middle infield positions, now the corners, getting a chance in the outfield, you give yourself a chance to be in the lineup all the time.
You know, you're finding more and more players who do that, and you know, you go back and think about Ben Zobrist and his time here. It was almost a novelty what he was doing. You know, there was a point in baseball when maybe a club had one guy who was identified as a utility player, not a guy who started, but who could back up in different positions. But the idea that a guy could start and play multiple positions was sort of engineered by the Rays with Zobrist, and now you see a lot of clubs doing that. And it certainly does increase your options.
Well, the reason that you have players like Ramirez and Ben Zobrist and different guys around the game that, I mean, really take pride in that role is it's being valued now. you're not looked at as a utility guy. I mean, you're looked at, I mean, you are a valuable member of that team. And so when you value something, all of a sudden you'll find guys, they want to be that. They want to do that. They want to show, I can play anywhere. And think about that versatility and what it does for your value, to other teams. Well, we can plug him into the outfield. He holds up well out there. He can play middle infield. He can play the corner if we want. I mean, you just make yourself so valuable with that versatility.
2-1 to Rajat Davis. I mean, it was not unusual if a player was asked to maybe play another position or two that you'd get some resistance from that player.
No doubt. No doubt.
It was almost looked at as a demotion. Well, I'm not good enough to play here. You're trying to find someplace else for me to play. But the idea, and you had a handful throughout the years. They might play at second position. Ernie Banks was great, came up as a shortstop, wound up playing first base. A great player. But, not many, and not with the extreme versatility that we're seeing players play today, and play, in some cases, all-star caliber baseball. That's the first walk given up by Moore tonight. Davis will head to first with 2 outs, and Jason Kipnis is on his way to the plate. Kipnis has struck out and hit a fly ball to left.
Better keep an eye on Rajai Davis over there at first base too. This would be the time to try to pick up an extra 90 feet, get in scoring position with 2 outs. That's a big lead. And Matt Moore recognizing that. He does have that built-in advantage of looking straight over at Davis as he takes that lead. But when you get that left foot all the way out to the cutoff as a base stealer, base runner, that's a big lead. Not quite there yet.
Pitch is up. You can see Davis not taking a big step to do it, but little by little by little. And by the time the pitch was made, that left foot was almost right out there.
And he was moving towards second. You're almost trying to time up Matt Moore. That's where you're going to have to stop him. And you do that with your eyes.
It's a strike. Nice job right there by Moore. He actually stopped Davis. And got that quick delivery in to Kipnis for a strike.
And that's what Matt Moore will do. Not only is he a lefty staring at the base runner, but he's got both. I mean, he's got the leg kick, and he's also got the put it up, or pick it up, put it down, slide step. It's tough to run on. But against a lefty, it's all about first movement. When you see that front leg, the landing leg, when it flinches, you are gone as a base stealer.
There's a strike. 1-2. Davis has walked. He's been close to an 80% base stealer in his career. Maybe not quite as fast as he was a few years ago, but still a threat. He's headed back to the bag, and Kipnis strikes out. So the 2-out walk and a man left. 4 strikeouts for Matt Moore. He opened by striking out 3 in the first, and then he got Kipnis to end the top half of the 5th. Home half of the inning coming, 1-0 Cleveland. Rays opening game of this homestand, 3 against the Indians and then 3 against the White Sox. Tonight they're facing Corey Kluber. He's given the Rays just 1 hit and 1 walk through the first 4. Desmond Jennings leads it off against him. And the breaking ball is in there for a strike. Two.
A great example of what Corey Kluber can do to an opposing hitter. You know, the hard breaking ball down and away, the fastball that he'll run up and in. I mean, he works the ball all around the zone with crisp stuff.
The ball, 2 strikes.
And you'll start to see him, especially now as you work into the middle of the game and into the later innings, and against a lineup who's seen him a number of times now, as you start mixing those sequences up.
And he strikes out Jennings.
I mean, think about that sequence right there to Jennings. Breaking ball down and away, strike 1. Fastball up and in, strike 2. Change the eye level, breaking ball down and away for a ball, and then immediately right back up. I mean, he had Desmond Jennings looking up and down the entire at-bat.
Yeah, when you think of Kluber and his stuff, I mean, he's got great velocity, but nothing overpowering there because he pitched his way through that at-bat to Jennings.
That was just a tremendous example of showing the change the hitter's eye levels, and it messes with them.
Broken bat chopper handled by Lindor at short, and Miller is out number 2, so 2 up, 2 down. Kluber has been rather methodical out there so far. This is his 6th career appearance against the Rays. All have been starts, coming in 2-1 lifetime against him with a .256 earned run average. And his strikeout to walk ratio in those 5 prior outings, 43 strikeouts and only 8 walks in 5 starts against the Rays. He's given up 1 walk tonight. That was to Longoria, who has been the only base runner tonight with the single back in the 1st. And then the walk in the 4th. Ground ball in position perfectly. Kipnis makes the play. 1-2-3, go the Rays. Through 5, it's 1-0 Cleveland. Kluber hooked up in this one. Matt Moore struck out the side around the base hit in the 1st inning. 4 strikeouts on the night. Touch for a leadoff home run in the 4th by Francisco Lindor. The Rays facing Corey Kluber. So far, that one run's been enough for him, allowing just one hit and one walk and picking up 3 strikeouts along the way through 5. So it's been Kluber and Moore hooked up in a pitcher's duel.
That's something that we thought coming into this series that you had the potential for every night. And certainly game 1 has not disappointed so far, except on the scoreboard. The only run is in the Indians' column.
First pitch upstairs. Lindor with 2 of the 5 hits off Matt Moore. And a home run making the difference in this 1-0 game. Upstairs. Lindor now in his young career 4 of 5 against Matt Moore. Two and one. Napoli next, and then Santana. Count goes to 3-1. The veteran Mike Napoli on deck. This one is popped up right side. Forsythe handles it. Lindor is retired for the first time tonight.
Well, that's making a pitch in a tough count. Lindor, who's already homered in this game, had a 3-1 count to work with, but Matt Moore got that fastball in on him just enough and gets the soft little pop out. That's a big out.
Mike Napoli looks at a strike. Napoli had a base hit in the 4th inning. One and one. A ball, 2 strikes. Santana on deck. Two.
Well, he's had good success with the breaking ball against Mike Napoli. And after that fastball up in the zone, now would be a good time to break it out. Got a strikeout earlier in this game with a good curveball that was down and in. Had a nice one here in this at-bat.
Into the dirt. So the count is full. Napoli came into this game 2 of 15 in his career against Matt. 1 for 2 tonight, and a full count right here. He fouls the fastball back.
Well, now you just go into attack mode. You got to pound the strike zone. You go with the one pitch in the one spot that you feel like you can have the most success against Napoli, something that's determined in pregame meetings. Where's my safe zone? And this is what you want to exploit.
One out, bases empty.
They're still trying to decide what that is.
Lifted to the right side, Souza Jr. into foul territory, has to go back and makes the catch as he hits the deck. He had to recover on that one and held on as he hit the turf.
I'm going to credit the glove. The glove is it's flashy, it's eye-catching. Souza Jr. right here is going to overrun. His eyes never leave the baseball, even though you may thought they had at some point.
If anything, they got bigger.
Yeah. Oh, they got bigger, and he ends up making a heck of a play on a ball he had to run a long way for. Matt Moore's like, don't do that to me.
You can smile after you realize that he held on. 2 gone, 1-0 the count on Carlos Santana.
The glove matches the mouthpiece, which, by the way, is a new accessory that we've seen a lot of this year. You know, it used to be you're chewing gum all the time, seeds, but now it's the mouthpiece. It's the.
Yeah, you see it sometimes when you just as soon not see it.
Well, not even wearing it properly. He's doing the Steph Curry. I'm not sure that's how that was designed. But hey, whatever.
Yep. That falls behind 3-0.
It sure beats the Brown stuff, though.
Yes.
It beats the Brown. See?
Sure does.
In between pitches. Doesn't need to be there. And I get it back in place. Let's go. Play ball.
That's a strike. It's 3-1. You make a great point there. Popped up, foul, and will carry out a play. Count is full.
Okay, now I'm distracted. It was fun for a minute. Now I can't stop staring at it. And of course, we're gonna stay in a tight shot.
That's just for you.
Thanks, Gary.
Full count. Ground ball. It's Longoria. Cross to Logan Morrison. 1-2-3 go the Indians. Bottom half of inning 6. 1-0 Cleveland. Tonight's Geico great moment. On this day in 2006, it was Johnny Gomes snapping a 3-3 tie with Baltimore, hitting his first career grand slam. It came in the 8th inning. And that win, the first victory at Tropicana Field under Joe Madden, courtesy of Johnny Gomes and that grand slam.
What's your favorite Johnny Gomes home run celebration move? Because he had some good finishing moves.
He did, indeed. Pitch to Kiermaier is a strike. You have one in mind, do you?
I do.
And what would that be?
That was the no doubt blast where he started calling the guys to come out of the dugout because it's over.
Yep.
You can't beat that one. As soon as he hit it, he started the jog, he looked into the dugout, and he was waving, you guys can come out now. Celebration time.
Steve Geltz up in the Rays bullpen.
Ouch.
And Kiermaier's hit on the foot by that pitch.
Boy, you can hear that up here. That caught him flush. Just a breaking ball that got away from Corey Kluber and hits Kevin Kiermaier right on his moneymaker. It's that hard curveball. Ooh, right off that back toe. Man.
Yeah, I'll tell you, no padding on that. That was a direct hit.
And you know he wears light shoes so that he can turn it on. Lighter the shoe, probably the thinner the material. Didn't feel too good.
Well, the Rays get the leadoff hitter on base for the first time tonight, and boy, that's doing it the hard way. Hit by a pitch on his left foot. Here's Hank Conger. Strike one. Conger lifted a fly ball to center. One and one. So Kluber being quick to the plate there with that delivery to Conger, with Kiermaier at first. Top of the order, Logan Forsythe on deck. Sidearm flip over there that time.
Just keeping an eye. He knows Kevin Kiermaier can run.
Let's go, Hank!
Still wondering about that shot to the foot, but you know the guy can run. He did give up 16 stolen bases a year ago, so you got to keep an eye.
Rays have had Longoria aboard twice on a base hit and a walk, and now Kiermaier hit by a pitch. And a bunt attempt by Conger. And he fouls it. He's trying to get Kiermaier up to second here for the top of the order.
And if he places that bunt well, he's going to get on base too, because Juan Uribe was the only guy that was over on the left side. Now he's moving to play a more traditional shortstop, but he was over in this area right here, so that hard bunt could have easily snuck right by him.
Pitch up, and he fouls it back.
That was a nice job by Hank Conger, because you could see Yan Gomes wanted that ball up. He made no bones about that, didn't try to hide a thing. He was almost standing up. And Kluber got it up there, but Conger was able to spoil it.
Blocked there by Gomes, and retrieving that ball with an eye toward first, but no attempted move by Kiermaier. Runner goes. Pitch is tapped. That's a foul ball. Conger just a little tapper off to the side of the plate. And Kiermaier was off. Kiermaier wants to check with the second base umpire just to make sure everything's square before he leaves the bag. No harm in double checking. Another great pitching matchup tomorrow. Carlos Carrasco for Cleveland, Drew Smiley for the Rays. We'll be with you at 6:30 right here on Fox Sports Sun. High foul, out of play. That ball caroms back. It hit, I think, the B ring.
Yeah.
And then caromed down into foul territory, which means it's a dead ball.
If it hits one of the rings in fair territory, it's playable. But if it's in foul territory, I mean, it's a nice job by Napoli. Looked good, made a nice play, but it counts for 0. Personal pride.
Well, if you get a little practice playing the carom off one of those, why not take it?
Hey, there you go. More rules. We love rules.
Yes, we do.
And bylaws and
subsections. Kiermaier back in at first. Kiermaier hit by a pitch. He's at first. Ground ball down to first. Napoli takes it to second out there, and Conger doubled up. Well, he extended that at bat, and finally making contact, grounds into the double play.
I mean, right to Mike Napoli. Napoli's got to make a tough throw, being a right-handed thrower with Kiermaier headed towards second base. And Uribe coming over from third has got to make the turn like a shortstop. Nifty footwork around the bag at second base. Let's remember those plays are reviewable too. The neighborhood play. Catch it, foot on the bag. I mean, that was bang, bang.
Pretty nice job by Uribe. He doesn't get around second base a lot anymore. And moved pretty well, all things considered.
Yes, he did. And Kluber, a nice job of getting over to the bag to cover.
Forsythe misses the first pitch for a strike. Yeah, Uribe is the senior member, I think, now on this Cleveland team in terms of service time. He got over, I think he's working on 15 years, 14 plus years in the big leagues.
I'll tell you right now how you know that Juan Uribe's been around for a while. Him and I matched up. He's got 23 at-bats against me.
Well, there you go.
You've got to be ancient from when I was out there.
1 ball, 2 strikes. You're still a very young man. And according to Rick Manning down in the Indians TV booth, you look younger than you are.
He's being too kind.
Swing and a miss. Forsythe out on strikes. Rays no runs through 6. It's 1-0 Cleveland. Today's baseball on Fox Sports Sun is brought to you by Ram Trucks, Guts Glory Ram. By Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And by your Southern Chevy dealers. Great aerial shot of Tropicana Field, where tonight the Rays are opening their homestand. The Cleveland Indians in, followed by the Chicago White Sox. Indians with a run on a home run by Francisco Lindor in the 4th inning. And that's been it. 92 pitches through 6 for Matt Moore. He faces Yan Gomes, the Cleveland catcher. Pops it foul, strike one. Marlon Byrd will be next, and then Juan Uribe. Line foul, 0-2. Gomes is 2 for 2 tonight with a single and a double. Lifted into right for Souza Jr. This one taken care of in routine fashion.
And what can you say about Matt Moore so far here tonight? One mistake to Francisco Lindor, but other than that, he's been outstanding. Moving the ball around the zone, the fastball up and in, fastball middle down, the good breaking ball there to Napoli. This was a back-to-back changeup situation. Lindor took him out to dead center field, but that right there would be the only blemish so far against Matt Moore. He trails 1-0, but not because of the job that he's doing. He's pitching fantastic.
Marlon Byrd taking a pitch inside. One and one. Byrd, another veteran added by the Indians. He's working on 12 years in the major leagues. Fly ball left field. That will send Jennings back just to the track. 2 away. Well, Matt with 6 2/3 under his belt. That matches the longest the Rays have gotten from a starting pitcher so far this year. Drew Smyly went 6 2/3 against the Blue Jays 8 days ago. Drew will be pitching tomorrow night after being rained out of the start in Baltimore. Here's Uribe.
How anxious do you think Drew Smyly is?
Oh, very, because he was not happy about that weather situation after warming up and coming in to the dugout as if the game would start, and then it started to rain harder than ever before. Cut, Uribe to air it out a little bit there. Now 2-1. Jim Hickey on the bullpen phone. They met Steve Geltz loose down there.
Matt Moore at now 102 pitches. That matches his total from that first outing against the Toronto Blue Jays.
Dana Evelyn's going to join Geltz in the bullpen. Fastball up around 94 that Uribe fouled for the second strike. Three and two. struck him out. Fastball. A 1-2-3 inning in the 7th for Matt Moore, picking up another strikeout. 7th inning stretch time. It's 1-0 Cleveland. Rays are coming in to hit in the bottom of the 7th inning. So far, the only run of this game came on the Francisco Lindor home run to lead off the 4th. 1-0 Cleveland. Corey Kluber, 6 innings of one-hit baseball for the Indians. And Matt Moore, 104 pitches, 7 innings of one-run baseball. 5 hits and a walk and 5 strikeouts. Well, the Rays with 3 shots left, and they'll open the bottom of the 7th with Logan Morrison to lead it off. Strike one, Morrison. 2 ground ball outs to first so far tonight.
Both of them off the cutter, and that's what he saw right there on the first pitch. So Corey Kluber making no bones about attacking Morrison with that late sliding cutter. Going to go with it again right here. Now he just shook him off. Going to go with the heater.
And he gets a strike in there, inside part of the plate.
You know, that's a pitcher just being a step ahead of a hitter. You know, he's made Logan Morrison so aware of that cutter that he gets ahead of him with it, puts it in his mind, and then goes right to the fastball and just freezes him. Now back up in the count, 0-2.
Oh my. And Morrison is out on strikes, and that at bat, just not fair. No, that at bat.
That's filth. That's just that's a pitcher on top of his game right now. Cutter strike 1, fastball strike 2, and then you got to go with the hard breaking ball down and in. A hitter, you know, he's got to protect. You know, he's anxious.
Yeah,
he can't hold
tough.
up. Yep.
That's just tough. You know, I don't care whether you're going good or not going good. That's not a pleasant 3 pitches in that batter's box when a pitcher does that. Now a cut and a miss on the fastball, and Longoria down 0-1.
This is the one guy that's seen the ball out of the hand of Kluber tonight. Well, a good walk. He worked his last at bat. Good 2-strike approach his first at bat.
1. Longoria with that single and walk has 1 career home run against him. Came in Cleveland. That's it. Right there. 6 of 15 lifetime against Kluber, including the opposite field hit. The only hit the Rays have collected tonight off Kluber. Ground ball third. Glove by Uribe. The Throw picked at first by Napoli. Boy, this is reminiscent of where we saw these two teams last year when the Indians rolled into here.
You know, that 4-game sweep that the Indians had at Tropicana Field, they ate them alive. They gave up 13 hits in the series. 4-gamer.
Yep.
It was one after the other.
Well, the Indians had a lot of clubs inquire about some of their pitching over the winter, and they decided to pretty much stand pat with it. Here's Corey Dickerson. He's 0 for 2. It takes ball 1.
Well, their top 3 are just power guys. You know, Kluber, a different type of power than Carrasco and Salazar that just light up radar guns. They all command the ball very well. They give you a chance to win every time they go out there. There's that opportunity to have a big-time shutdown outing, and in a division that's going to be as tightly contested as the American League Central, you want to hang on to those guys unless you're getting an unbelievably big haul in return.
2 balls and a strike. Desmond Jennings on deck, hoping to get a chance to bat in this inning. That's a strike.
And I don't think Corey Dickerson was in agreement. That was a 2-1 changeup. Corey Kluber very rarely throws the changeup. When he does, it's to left-handed hitters. And that ball, according to Fox Tracks, clearly off the plate. And that's big. 2-2, 3-1. Pretty big difference.
Yeah, 3-1. You know what he's going to be thinking. And there is ball 3. And you could see not only Kluber, but the infield start to move on that pitch, anticipating a call.
Watch Gomes try to get around this and get it to the strike zone. And you see him pull that so subtly in. Like, that's right on the corner, Marty.
Into left. That ball will be over the head of Ramirez, who broke in first. Has to get back on it, and it's over his head. And into second goes Dickerson.
Yep. Well, there's some of the inexperience being moved around all these different positions. You cannot get beat over your head in this situation. It's a breaking ball, down and away. Corey Dickerson's just going to go down and push that ball out into left field, and Ramirez is going to get caught right here. Couple of steps in, and now cannot recover, and the Rays have an opportunity.
Yeah, that's a difference between a single if you are conservative, or a double when it's over your head. And so Dickerson now is in scoring position for Desmond Jennings. First time tonight that the Rays have managed to put a man as far as second base. Jennings pulling off that pitch for a strike.
And you got to believe that Corey Kluber, that's his pitch, that cutter to the righties. So if you're Desmond Jennings, you are thinking, listen, if I get a mistake, I'll trust my hands to be able to pull it with authority. But I'm thinking up the middle the other way. Stay on those pitches and give yourself a chance to drive this run in.
And there's a line drive base hit. Here comes Dickerson, and this game is tied. Jennings got it over the infield, serving it into left center, and the Rays have tied it. RBI base hit, scoring Dickerson.
Now, a lot of pitchers, they'll say they don't want to get beat middle in late in the game in a close game, and Kluber tried to come in on Desmond Jennings. He's done this a couple of other times, but it was up in the zone. Up in the zone, he's had success. Down, Desmond cuts down on the swing. And there you go. Tie ball game.
And Jennings at first with 2 outs in a 1-1 ball game. Desmond's first hit ever off Kluber. Brad Miller at the plate. He takes a strike. Miller's 0 for 2. Lifted into left. Ramirez is there to make the catch on this one. Rays get a run on a 2-out base hit by Jennings, scoring Corey Dickerson. We have completed 7. This game is tied 1-1. On to the 8th we go. Rays baseball on Fox Sports Sun is brought to you by Ram Trucks, Guts, Glory Ram. By Checkers, fast foodies know the deal. And by your Gulf Coast Honda dealers. Well, a very good outing for Matt Moore. He finished strong. Gave up a home run to Francisco Lindor, and that was really about it.
Oh, he was tremendous. You could see his fastball was jumping on the Indians hitters. He moved it around the zone, worked with that fastball up a lot. Every once in a while, you saw that one early on in the game to Jason Kipnis, threw some good breaking balls, a few changeups, but mostly he was just in attack mode with the hard stuff and just had his way with this Indians lineup outside of the back-to-back changeups to Lindor, and it was a tremendous outing by Matt Moore. And look at that, just 1 walk in his 7 innings. Don't hurt yourself.
Xavier Cedeno will take over on the mound here. Rays go to the bullpen. First time this year that they've gone to the bullpen and had that reliever come in not trailing in a game. And he faces Jose Ramirez. The pitch is a strike. Ramirez, then Davis, and Kipnis due up. Back foot getting out of the way of that one. And it's 1-1. Alex Colomé up in the bullpen. Fly ball center field. Kiermaier right there waiting, 1 away. And we'll swing back around to the top of the order.
Number 20, center fielder Rajai Davis.
Now Rajai Davis. Davis walked in the 5th inning. The lone walk given up by Matt Moore. So Matt will not be involved in the decision, but a very good performance by the Rays lefty tonight. First pitch strike into Davis. Two.
We'll very rarely ever see Xavier Cedeno throw anything straight. Breaking balls, cutters, constantly moving. Tough to get a beat on.
It's a ball and 2 strikes. Smiley pitching tomorrow night, chatting there with Alex Cobb. The Rays would love to have him back by late July.
What an addition. Forget the trade deadline.
Yep.
That would be quite the trade deadline, and you're not giving up anything for it.
Drew tomorrow night against Carrasco. We'll be with you at 6:30 right here on Fox Sports Sun.
Well, and what a huge day for Alex Cobb. First day off of a mound, a 20-pitch bullpen session. There's something to be said for getting back up on that baby.
Ground ball back to the hill. The underhanded toss by Cedeno takes care of Davis. 2 up and 2 down. And now the left-handed bat of Jason Kipnis comes up there. Kipnis has 6 official at-bats against. Well, I take that back. He has only 2 at-bats against Cedeno. And is 0 for 2 as Kipnis matches up against the lefty. And there's a strike. Two-time All-Star up there, Jason Kipnis. Ground ball, right side. Morrison to the bag, and he'll take the throw from Forsythe out of the ship. Bottom of the 8th coming. It's tied 1-1. Indians tied 1-1, bottom of the 8th coming. A reminder, fans, come out and celebrate the life and legacy of number 42, Jackie Robinson, at the annual Breaking Barriers game Friday, April 15th, when the Rays take on the White Sox. Get 2 lower box tickets for only $42, a savings of over 50%. Visit RaysBaseball.com/42 or call 888-FAN-RAYS for more information. Rays up. Steven Souza Jr. tries to bunt his way on and fouls it. Bottom of the 8th underway with the Rays facing Corey Kluber. That pitch was his 91st of the year or 91st of the night here in his 2nd start of the year to open the bottom of the 8th. Souza twice has grounded out. Lifts it toward right center. It's Davis over to make the catch. One out in the 8th. Well, let's see what Kevin Kiermaier can do after being hit by a pitch on his left foot the last time. He's officially 0 for 1. Kiermaier came into the game 3 of 8 against Kluber. 0 for 1 tonight. Strike 1. One and one. Foul ball takes it to 1 and 2.
Kluber certainly sets the tone, works quickly, throws a lot of strikes. That's why, you know, with the Rays being an aggressive team, and you've got to be aggressive off Kluber or you're going to be in a constant hole, you can understand why he's been so efficient with that pitch count late into this ball game.
Close right there.
Look at the cluster. Away to up and away to Kiermaier, and you see and wonder if he's going to stay out there. We know Kevin Kiermaier can turn on a ball and has power. They're going to come in now.
Too close. The count is full.
And that was this is either going to be a perfect pitch on the inside corner or it's going to be off the plate in the ball. Cannot risk that pitch running back middle because Kevin Kiermaier, like I said, can pop it right out of here.
It's fouled back. Came in with that pitch.
Now it's been fastball after fastball here to Kiermaier, straight challenging him. Full count now.
And there's ball 4. The Rays pick up their second walk of the night. So they have speed at first with 1 out here. Here's what's coming up tomorrow on Rays Live. The pregame show presented by your Gulf Coast Honda dealers. Orestes Estrada will break down Carlos Santana. We'll hear from the Rays starter Drew Smyly. Hank Conger, the hitter. 1 on, 1 out. Right side overloaded defensively. Foul back for a strike.
Now we saw the last time this combination was at work for the Rays in the batting order that they put Kevin Kiermaier in motion with Hank Conger at the plate. Try to create something here. You may see it again.
Cody Allen busy in the bullpen for Cleveland. High foul. That's well out of play. The count is 2 strikes. The Rays have a run on 3 hits. They've drawn a couple walks. One man has been hit by a pitch. Kiermaier walking his way aboard in the 8th inning with 1 out. Kluber just over 100 pitches on the night. Through 96 his last time out. A ball, 2 strikes. the dirt on that little toss to first.
A little unorthodox right here. We've seen Corey Kluber do that. He kind of almost short arms the ball from almost sidearm. Just trying to flip it over there. Almost got that one by Napoli.
There goes Kiermaier. The pitch down and in. Throw is not in time. Kiermaier in head first. A steal for Kiermaier.
Now the Rays did put him in motion. Yan Gomes came up, I mean, firing quick. This was close too.
Terry Francona is asking for another look.
Now that glove got down to the leg of Kiermaier. Where was the hand? Wow, that is very close.
Close enough to take another look. The Rays trying to get Kiermaier into scoring position. So they're going to check this, and apparently that pitch to Conger was a strike. He's vacated. And we're taking a look at that play at second base.
I don't think you can overturn this one. There you go.
So it's a stolen base. So the call at second safe, and Conger was out on strikes. The call stands, and Logan Forsythe, the top of the order, will be coming up. Logan Forsythe. That's a strike. Two. Conger out on strikes. It was a 1-2 count. 2 strikes now on Logan Forsythe. Down and away, 1-2. Kiermaier was running on this pitch to Hank Conger.
Well,
Conger did go around on a pitch that was down out of the zone.
They're going back saying there was no way that was a called strike. It had to be on the lack of a check, and it was borderline, but a little too far.
2-2 now on Forsythe.
Well, we've seen this combination before. That fastball up and into the righty, and now Corey Kluber set himself up for 2 pitches down and away, either the cutter or the curveball.
Full count.
Yep, he knows Logan Forsythe can handle the bat, that he's got a good approach at the plate, doesn't want to make a mistake, and he's now worked himself full. And the guy on the on-deck circle, he's had some pretty good sequences against Logan Morrison.
High shot, deep into left center field. has just hit his second home run of the year. It comes with Kiermaier aboard, and the Rays now lead 3-1.
What a mistake. What a mistake by Corey Kluber. I mean, he had gotten himself to a full count, had a guy on deck that he had his way with tonight in Logan Morrison. And he tries to challenge Logan Forsythe with a fastball right out over the plate, belt high.
You know, he got him with a fastball in, got him to strike out back in the third. Maybe tried to do it again.
Wow, but look where Gomes is set up. He's set up on the outer half.
Wow.
I don't.
Came back.
That's, yeah, I don't. Listen, he just, wrong pitch, wrong spot. Capitalization by the Rays.
Kiermaier saw it go out. Rays have a 3-1 lead, and the Indians make a pitching change. The Rays a 2-run lead, turning that fastball around and hitting it out. Into the evening for Corey Kluber. Cody Allen in the game to face Logan Morrison. And his first pitch is a fastball inside off the plate, ball 1. 109 pitches for Kluber. 3 runs in 7 2/3. Two 2-0. Forsythe came into this game 2 for 8 against Kluber and had an 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts going. And on that 3-2 pitch caught way too much of the plate for Kluber, and Forsythe made him pay for that.
You know, and I was thinking after the fastball up and in, you're going to give him the cutter or the curveball down and away twice to try to get a chase. And if you walk him, you walk him. You've had your way with Logan Morrison here tonight. Had some good sequences against him with the cutter, and then the last time he was up, it was 3 great pitches in a row for the strikeout.
Yep.
And so you throw 2 borderline of your go-to pitch, and if you walk him, you walk him. But instead, he tried to come back with that full count fastball, like you said, caught way too much of the plate, and Logan drilled it.
And now Morrison draws a walk against Allen. That's going to get Evan Longoria to the plate.
Number 3, third baseman, Evan Longoria.
Evan with a single walk and a ground ball to third tonight. Pitch is wide. 2-0. Brewers had to wait a while to get that home run tonight, but they get one in the 8th from Logan Forsythe. Two and one to Longoria, fastball on the corner. Ooh, big cut. Longoria trying to add another run or two with that swing. Rays keep that home run streak, a club record 21 consecutive games which they've hit a home run.
Didn't miss that one by much. Cody Allen, though, he's a max effort type pitcher. Everything goes into every pitch. Very hard curveball, good fastball.
Yeah, and he got that last pitch in just enough to prevent Longoria from doing what he was trying to do.
That's where location becomes so important.
Full count. Corey Dickerson on deck. Deep left center. Way back. That one is gone. Longoria connects. Turning a fastball around and hitting that one out.
Showing the ability to make an adjustment. Evan Longoria had been beaten by a similar pitch earlier in the at-bat just a couple of pitches ago. And Allen tries to come right back in there, and this time Evan Longoria having nothing to do with that pitch. In fact, this location on this fastball a little further down. And he's able to get the barrel to it.
Boy, he lifted that one out of here for his second home run of the year. Allen gave up only 2 home runs all of last year and only 1 to a right-handed hitter. And Longoria just got him there. Now Dickerson lifts a fly ball, not overly deep, into shallow center, and Lindor's out there to make the catch. But the Rays have a big 8th inning. A pair of 2-run home runs. Forsythe connecting off Corey Kluber after the walk to Kiermaier. That chased Kluber from the game. Allen came on. He gave up the walk to Morrison. And on a 3-2 pitch, Evan Longoria connected. 5-1 Tampa Bay through 8. a 4-run eighth, a couple of home runs in the process, and the Rays have a 5-1 lead. Logan Forsythe, a 2-run shot. Evan Longoria, a 2-run shot. 11 of the Rays' 23 runs have come in the 8th and 9th innings this year.
They keep you in your seats.
So stay tuned.
Yeah.
Stay with us. Start the evening with us in the first and stay late.
You have to. That's where all the action is.
Alex Colomé now facing Francisco Lindor, and he throws him a first pitch strike. Strike 2. Pitch at 97 from Colomé. Mike Napoli next, and then Carlos Santana's due, middle of the order. But in. A ball, 2 strikes. Fouled back 1-2. Blake Snell at Durham pitched 4 2/3 scoreless tonight with 9 strikeouts. He now has 14 strikeouts through 9 2/3 on the season at AAA. Here the Rays got 7 from Matt Moore. A 1-run baseball, a perfect 8th from Cedeno. Now Colomé in here, opening the 9th. 2-2.
Yeah, lost in the late offensive explosion by the Rays is the job that Matt Moore did. I mean, 1 solo home run, 7 strong innings, 1 walk, kept his team in the game, kept them close, gave them a chance, and they take advantage late.
Lindor, a battling at bat, stays alive against the 96-mile-per-hour fastball. There's Napoli on deck. Lindor is 2 for 3, accounting for the Cleveland run with a home run to center field in the 4th. High chopper. Forsythe have to hurry. Got him at first, and that's a nice play on the quick release.
We talk about Logan Forsythe at the plate, his quick hands. How about quick hands in the field? Because this is chop. Francisco Lindor from the left side, hustling up the line. Watch how quickly he gets rid of it. That close.
Important to get that leadoff man in the 9th, and the Rays do on that chopper. Here's Mike Napoli. Colomé finds the strike zone, 1-1. A dramatic turn of events in the bottom of the 8th tonight. Two starting pitchers pitched well. Rays Live, the postgame presented by Checkers. Todd Narestis will anchor the coverage. We'll hear from Kevin Cash in the postgame press conference, and Rich Hollenberg will have interviews from the clubhouse. Swing and a miss. Napoli out on strikes. Fastball got him. 2 up and 2 down in the 9th inning for Colomé.
Well, since Alex Colomé has gone to the bullpen, what we have found out, what we've seen is he doesn't need to pace himself anymore. He can rear back and let it fly, grip and rip. And that's what he did right there with that 4-seam fastball and blew it right by Napoli for the 2nd out of the inning.
Here's Carlos Santana. Cedeno, the pitcher of record for the Rays. Kluber for Cleveland. Ball 1. Moore threw the ball well again tonight, and that's been a big positive for the Rays all throughout the spring and through his first 2 starts. Cedeno, well, he was nifty again, a 1-2-3/8. Now Colomé. There's a strike to Santana. Santana grounded to third his last time. The designated hitter against Colomé, who's trying to close this one out. Foul ball. We'll take it to 1-2. Santana stepping back on Colomé. Shot back into right. Souza Jr. back. He's going to leap. He got it. Souza Jr. with a fine catch on the warning track to end this one. And the Rays, with a 4-run 8th inning, have beaten Cleveland 5-1. to open this series and the homestand. Fine running catch by Souza Jr. to close this one out. A 5-1 final tonight. We'll take another look at Souza Jr. and right.
What a way to cap this ball game. 2 outs, nobody on. That ball looked like it was going to get over the head and extend this game. Steven Souza Jr. says not so fast. A little celebration with Kevin Kiermaier. Alex Colomé appreciating that, and the Rays will go home winners here tonight.
So Colomé working the 9th to finish it with a 4-run lead, so no save, but a great 1-2-3 inning. Rays win it with a couple of home runs in the 8th inning. Yellowwood bringing the lumber, and the Rays did that in the 8th. After the walk to Kiermaier, Forsythe worked the count full, turned a fastball around, hit it out off Corey Kluber. Cody Allen came on, walked Morrison, and then Evan Longoria took him to 3-2 and lifted one out to left field to cap that 4-run 8th. Rays win it 5-1, and Todd Callis standing by right now with Logan Forsythe.
Dwayne, thanks. What a win for you guys to kick off this homestand, Logan. You guys had a tough customer in Kluber, and your pitching kept you right in the game.
Yeah, you know, Matty did a great job tonight.
Becoming a regular feature here.
Yeah.
But, yeah, go ahead. Matt kept you guys around. And
yeah, Matt battled his butt off tonight. Pitched a heck of a game, took it D. I think it was in the 7th inning. He pitched all 7. Defensively, we did well. We had a big hit by Dez. I think it was in the 7th. You know, got us back in the game, got our spirits up a little bit in here, and we just kept it going.
What about your personal battles with Kluber? It seemed like the last 3 at-bats, he was getting ahead of the count. I think you were 0-2 the last 3 ABs, and then you battled back in the last one.
Yeah, I mean, he pitched his tail off tonight, too. I mean, he was spotting up pitches, getting guys, you know, deep in the count early. And it was one of those nights where it wasn't even, you know, it was a tough pitch to even pull the trigger on. You know, a lot of pitchers' pitches. He did a really good job. And, I mean, that ball I got is maybe one of his few mistakes. And, you know, in that situation, I was just trying to get the barrel to it. I know he had KK on second, so just something out there. He was going to score. Gives a chance to keep going.
Here it is. After 0-2, you get it back to 3-2, and you'll see right here, as you said, with KK on second, you're trying to get a ball anywhere to the outfield, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, with his speed, I mean, and off Kluber, you're just trying to see the ball as well as you can, or as long as you can, and try to get the barrel there. And, you know, luckily I did. And, you know, Longo came up and put us up by a little bit more.
You mentioned the defense. You make a nice play to start that 9th inning to keep Lindor off base. And then one of those plays in the middle of the game, Desmond Jennings catches a ball against the wall. Napoli trying to get in scoring position. You erase him there. That was a big play. That was a nice quick tag by you, too. Take us through that.
Oh, I mean, that's all Des. I mean, right off the bat, I mean, he got himself in a good position to make a strong throw, and, I mean, it was right on the money. Only thing I was trying to do is get the ball there quick after I caught it, close to the bag, and luckily it was right into his foot.
Logan, you looking forward to playing back-to-back days? It's been a while since he played 2 baseball games in 2 days.
Yeah, I think we're going to get in a little bit better routine since we're here at the Trop for a week, so it'll be nice.
Nice job tonight, Logan.
Thanks. Okay.
All right, guys, back to you.
So the Rays are winners 5-1 over the Cleveland Indians. The Rays now 3-4 against Cedeno, the winner, and a great job by Matt Moore. A couple of home runs made the difference from Logan Forsythe and Evan Longoria. Same 2 teams tomorrow night. We'll be with you at 6:30 on Fox Sun Sports. For Brian Anderson and the rest of our crew, Dwayne Staff, hope you've enjoyed the telecast. Rays are winners 5-1, and Rays Live, the postgame, comes your way next.